came from a very small copper mine, and this material never, ever made it to the commercial market. You can't buy that material off the commercial market.
Really? Home for $32. How special is that? Very popular from the last hour. We promised you a full presentation. This is the weekly deal drop. You have 3 to choose from. What you're seeing right now is that purple spiny shell. We have in the 400s left on this 18-inch necklace. You have your 2 3/4 extender here, but the drop is nearly 2 inches on those beautiful elongated rectangular stations. Each one is going to be alternated, whether you use that, the lapis, which is very limited, by the way, quite limited. It's the one I'm wearing. I love lapis, you know, because I speak so much and everyone says it's supposed to help you with your speaking, and I never stop talking, Jay, if you noticed. I love my lapis. That one's very limited, though. We have about 100 less of the lapis now. The turquoise that you're seeing right there, also limited. We're in the 400s. And then the purple spiny shell. Each one is going to be alternating with the white mother of pearl, and all of them having those rondelle bead accents, both with the lapis, the turquoise, and the spiny oyster that you said is incredibly rare. Only 5% of the oyster shell you find is in this color.
Yeah, and this is, you know, I didn't bring a lot of specimens this time because we got some short shows, but this was one of the ones I pulled from my specimen case. So this is what purple spiny is, okay? When it comes out, when they dive for it, this is what it looks like. Now, these would have spines a little bit more. They will draw blood. And this is a natural oyster shell. So it's a salt water, comes from the oyster shell. Mollusk comes from the Sea of Cortez. Here's how you can tell it's purple. So when you open it up, and they harvest these not only for the oyster, of course, the meat is what they're going for, but they actually, every now and then, they'll actually have pearls in them. Okay, this is the orange, or the purple color, the orange. Purple color, and this is when you buff it off, that's what it looks like. So that's what you're working with, and that's what you're seeing in this design. Less than 5% of the raw material that they get, that they harvest, is this color. Of all the spiny oyster, this is the most coveted.
Are you kidding me?
Of the oyster. There's 3 primary colors when they harvest this shell. So when they dive for this shell, there's orange. Predominantly, the majority of it is orange. The majority of it is orange. That's the common color. And then next, red. Red is the second most common, but the orange is the most common. The purple, I'm telling you, when I'm getting from the, I'm buying from the same divers and families that I've been buying from since the late 70s. Right, so it's like we've known these people forever and ever. It's only found in one location in the Sea of Cortez in the Baja Peninsula. So if you allow them to color sort it, they'll take out all the purple. You won't get a single purple shell because they'll take it all out because they get 3 to 5 times the money for it.
Oh my goodness.
So anybody who wants that, I guess, not to harp on it, but that is one of the really rare occasions that you're going to see the purple spiny.
Oh, you know, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. And when you pair it with the mother of pearl, it really does tell a story of Mother Nature, too. And I think, you know, this is our best-selling color right now. The whole suite, $56 to get home. That means not just the necklace, but also, here it is, I'm wearing the bracelet here with it. By the way, this purple pairs so beautifully with lapis. If you are a lapis gal and you want to grab both, look how pretty that purple and blue dance with each other. You can grab that bracelet for the $10 flex pay. And then, of course, we have the earrings for the $16. But I will tell you, the spiny shell, we have in the hundreds left in the earrings. I think we have just 135 left in the bracelet. So these will be incredibly limited if you are looking to grab the whole set, and I think many of you are. So comfortable to wear for so much statement, Jay. I mean, this looks like a $1,000 necklace.
But you see this with Ange. Let me tell you something, okay? Like, here's the deal. Like, if Ange, right, she's beautiful anyway, but, I mean, can you imagine, like, you know, like, I grew up like this, okay, and I grew up in the Southwest. I grew up in northern New Mexico, Southern Colorado. That, you know, those were my stomping grounds.
Beautiful.
Still are my stomping grounds. But I have to tell you, like if you live out west, right, and people that are watching now, that they're up early enough and they're watching, they can back this up. Okay, when you see somebody walk in, right, to a restaurant or an event or whatever, and they've got something like this around their neck, then the local people go, wow, somebody spent some money here. I mean, you know, like this is really exotic looking, it's rich looking, and we're able to do these kind of designs. Like I said, if you don't like this design, you're gonna break my heart, because I actually penciled this out. I did this design. I don't think it's over the top crazy, but it's just a really something unique. It's something different, something like I said, I was going through my sketch pads before I came over here. And the first sketch pad I grabbed, and you have to understand, there's hundreds of these sketch pads. And I was just kind of like reviewing some of the things I'd done. The very first sketch pad I grabbed, it was like a miracle, because I knew this was gonna be on this event. And I opened it, and it was when I did it. And I will tell you, I designed this about 6 years ago. Is actually when I penciled this out. It's taken that long for us to actually put this together and bring it to you. What I love here, though, you get 3 different color selections. What Angie's, you know, I'm a big turquoise fan, right? This is Azure Peaks here again, that's later. And then what Natasha's wearing here, the lapis. And what's key on this is that really super high grade Afghani. It's not a denim lapis, okay? This is that really natural high blue material to do it in free forms. And these were side cuts. The only reason that I was able to actually include lapis in this quality, in this particular design, and we didn't make a lot of them, and I think that they've been doing really well. I think that we're almost, that this morning when we launched this, that we sold the majority of them. But here's the thing with this lapis. This is material that is just not on the market. Now, can you get lapis? Of course, but can you get that high blue color that's not dyed or color enhanced? It really is just not out there. I love this, I love that look. And here again with Ange, you're showing this is that really nice blue, which means it's got a really high copper content. And this is that Azure Peaks turquoise. So again, this is a material, think about this, that you can't even buy. It's one of the 2 turquoises that I got out of Mongolia, but this is no longer available. So the only reason that we're even able to make that design is because over the years I've collected the rough materials and I've stockpiled them.
Wow. You know, when I first looked, I said, okay, it's always lapis for me. It's hard to move away from lapis. The turquoise is spectacular. And yes, I'm a purveyor of turquoise. I don't have anything like this. When you compare this with the mother of pearl and you have those 2 playing with each other there, all of it, from the base here to all these beautiful beads, and then of course your sterling silver too, and the 2 3/4 on the back. I think this one is a must, because imagine this just with the t-shirt and the denim jacket. Now imagine it with the beautiful dress. As you said, you walk in and people say, not only does she know her jewels, not only does she know her stones, but you know, she doesn't just go to the company, she owns the company. Well, this looks like $1,000 piece.
You know, here again, these are the kind of designs, and this is what I love about them. Okay, you can dress up with them, you can dress down with them.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, like it doesn't really make any difference. You know, one of the key things that I think I'm really most proud of is, number one, we can really bring these high-end looks to you at an affordable price.
Yep.
But we can also, the cool thing is, and when I design, or any of my designers, I know that we always keep this in our mind. We make, do you know the amount of designs that we make that you'll never ever see on this show that go right to our retail outlet? Because they're just so complex. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're so cool and everything, but they're so complex that you really can't produce them. I mean, you know, like it was just a one of a type thing that you could do. When you're making something like this and you're being able to bring it, it's affordable. Here again, these are gallery type looks. It's really a unique, different look. Where are you ever, think about this, have you ever seen anything like this? Is there any store that you've ever been in that you've actually see something like this? And then back to not only the natural materials, and not only having the design, but actually somebody being able to make them in this grade of these materials, or even have the material to actually be able to do this design.
And to have the whole suite for $56.
I mean, Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
what's
don't have to
remarkable
buy
to me.
the set,
No.
but the reason I do sets on these, and this is the reason why. Okay, and like I say, everybody always watch your budget.